Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to the wonderful China game. I had a little bit of a think off screen, and I think the critical thing that I want to get done in this episode is to try to secure these three wonders, which is going to take a little bit of gold to buy those tiles, and also to secure these three wonders. So that means in my capital, I'm going to sacrifice building a settler instead to get a couple of builders so that I can move them around and get them into position to do what I need to do. There's a lot of Buddhist missionaries coming for me, and we do have the Colossus unlocked now, so we can go ahead and come in here. And I need a little bit of gold. Hang on. Sell off some of our strategic resources for a little bit of upfront gold. I'll sell off a few diplomatic favor points as well, so I can buy this tile. And then when I come into the city, I'll cancel the granary and slap down a Colossus wonder, and then I can start feeding builder charges into it to get it done a little bit quicker. And I'm going to delay this builder in my capital city by 1 turn so that I can have feudalism plugged in when I actually start cracking out those builders, so I get that extra build charge. Because remember, every single build charge is 15% of a wonder. I also need to think about things like Hagia Sophia, Huito Akali. These things I can't chop through, so they might not be as important for me to pick up, but they're still worth getting. I'd also really like to get Forbidden City. This one is really, really powerful, so that one will have to be gotten in a city that's powerful in production. Jiaodong has finished building its holy site, so now we need to get a shrine and a temple in here in order to actually be able to build the Mahabodhi temple, because you need both a shrine and a temple in order to do that. And I'm going to continue. I think it's worth it to spend a little bit more faith on another missionary or two, just so we can maybe get a few city conversions to be able to grab another. If we could get a heroic age in the next era, that would just crack this game wide open in terms of what's possible. The Colossus is 24 turns, but we have another 4 build charges. We should be able to essentially 2 or 3 turn this wonder now. Okay, perfect. There's feudalism. I'm going to take out literary tradition to plug in serfdom. I will keep urban planning in. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm going to keep urban planning in. My goal is to convert Mexico City as well as Johannesburg. That's worth 2 era score each. Well, I may as well finish the watermill now, I guess. It's a bit of a mistake. I didn't mean to actually do that, but I will go ahead and pick up military training so that I can build the statue of Zeus, which I plan to build in Chengdu with these builders that I'm producing. I'll go ahead and swap these two, insert this builder, move this builder in to finish, and now we should be able to finish the Colossus relatively quickly. I need to worry about these missionaries. Boom, the Colossus will finish in 4 turns. I might just let that peter out on its own. Let's try to convert Mexico City. It'll be a little bit of work, but I think we can do it. Nice, we got Machu Picchu, that's perfect. Now all of our mountains give extra adjacency to our districts. We also have the statue of Zeus. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I buy the statue of Zeus tiles so that that doesn't get stolen by these guys. It's unlikely it'll get stolen, but I may as well grab it just on the off chance it gets stolen. And honestly, the Colossus is so important that I'm considering using this final build charge on it to secure it so I don't get 1 turn on it, because that's going to get me an extra trader. And depending on where I decide to put this trader, it'll change the game for me. Let's go ahead and get to work on the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, but I think what we're first going to do in this city is to build a builder, because that builder should finish the mausoleum for us very, very quickly. I'm going to move this trader to my capital. I think I'm looking for gold with my internet. I'm not going to do much internal trading. I'm mostly looking for gold here. It would be nice to start getting alliances and improving my relationship with some of these players. So let's go ahead and do mutual open borders with everyone, just to make sure that we're getting those opinion boosts. Unfortunately, we do have a bit of a disagreement with these guys because they don't like my, some of them don't like my, my secret society. I've got 4 envoys and nothing to spend it on. I do think getting a galley would actually be super high value for me in terms of exploration, to the point where I don't think I can really delay it much more. Maybe I could take out discipline and plug in maritime industries and get myself a galley in the near future, but I need to build the mausoleum first, so it's kind of hard to justify that right now when I'm getting the builder. It's a tough moment to be in. Let's convert Mexico. Boom, boom. There's a lot of these little dudes running around. Let's grab ourselves some missionaries. I hate that I have to buy these missionaries, but it's kind of just necessary. And we'll convert Mexico City. There we go. Reformed Church is boosted. And we get 2 era score from that as well. Shrine over in Jiaodong. Let's get the temple so that we can continue to expand the city. The city has really good production, even though it has no improved tiles, which makes me happy. The question is Magnus in the right spot? Or should he be moved? I think where Magnus is fine, because I can use all this Well, I could use some of this spare jungle over here and maybe the stone to chop out a thing that I need. Let's actually move this builder over to get Mausoleum started. And we can do production swapping to get Mausoleum up and running. Based on gold, it looks like Johannesburg is the best place to trade with, so I will. Plus, it's also worth +2 production to my capital, and I need that production. I lost suzerainty of Hong Kong. I will go ahead and get that back, and we do have recorded history now, although the Great Library has already been built. Hong Kong, I'm now suzerain of. Not that I need their suzerainty, it's just good to be suzerain. We can get a Great Admiral now. I could form a fleet out of a naval unit. Not super useful, but I'll take it. The good news is I can use the Admiral to explore, so I don't actually care if these guys follow my religion long term. I just want to convert them for now. I could promote now to Chorus. This would convert my faith into science, gold, and culture, which I absolutely need. So I'm going to go ahead and take Chorus, and that will give me a significant boost. We're up to now 60 science and 45 culture. Not bad, all things considered, considering we don't have our theatre squares down at all yet, because we've just been totally focused on wonder construction. Now, let me have a little bit of a think about what our next step in our capital is. I think it would be good to place our theatre square at the very least. Lock that choice in. But I think I continue to build builders just because there's so much value I get from builders right now. Especially with how highly leveled they are in terms of the amount of builder charges they have. So I'm really just looking for other players so that I can start getting my passive tourism to affect them. That's really all I need from it. I forgot my scouts were out here exploring, and that's pretty cool, actually. There's also quite a bit of settleable land down here, if I decide in the late game to go for it. And, you know, with the total amount of land here, I was going to go for Audience Chamber this game, but with all of this land, I think I am going to go for a Government Plaza mass expansion next era. So, to that end, I'll do that after this builder. Okay, let's get production switching in here for Mausoleum. Mausoleum, insert production, and then continue to build builders. I love the insertion production. This would not be a very good Petra, so I'm not going to bother. Instead, I'm going to think about what does the city really need in terms of districts and stuff like that. I could get another trader. I could produce settlers. Actual builders for improving tiles. Also, I think just builders are so important to me right now. The amount of work I can get done with a builder in this empire is kind of insane. Egypt is over here. I saw their chariot archer. So that Egypt is not too far away from me. They're pretty close. Right, there's civil service, so we can start thinking about alliances. And Bjork has converted a city. I guess I'll add that. Well, you know what? I actually don't care. I really don't. So I'd rather just keep my diplomatic favor, in all honesty with you. Let's step in here. And we can start the Terracotta Army, but what we'll do first is chop. I think I would like to go for monarchy this game. Building walls fits with my tourism plan. This would allow me to get extra diplomatic favor from those walls. Yeah, I like this. I'm also going to take out maritime industries and take in retainers. I can start building military units to garrison my cities. I'll probably mostly work on cheap units of some kind. How important is urban planning for me right now? I mean, 5 production is 5 production, right? Like it's good. It's not the most amazing thing ever, but it's like really, it's just a solid early game card. I'm going to vote this up. Let's see what we can do. Maybe Ethiopia can get their city back. And all I have to do is to park a missionary in here, and I get scored towards it, and I can just like let Ethiopia figure it out. They should have the faith to retake their cities. Like, it's not impossible for them. So we're going to go ahead and cancel the builder in this city. Then we're going to go ahead and chop the rainforest. We're going to switch to building the Terracotta Army, and that's just an efficient sequence of moves. Now, the government plaza positioning is actually an important question, because there is the Casa de Contratación, or Contratación. How does it? Contratación. I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, there could potentially be other continents that I could settle upon that would maybe make this useful, but maybe not. It's still good to pick up because it's 3 governor promotions. So I would like to get it. The question is, where's my government plaza going? And honestly, I think it's going 1, 2, 3. Now the problem is it needs to be within 2 tiles of my city. So I think here, well, where's the Forbidden City going? I think the Forbidden City, I've got a little bit of a crisis in my capital in that there's not enough room. There's not enough room for all the production I need. These are all grassland hills. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to chop out the Casa. Sorry, that's not where the Casa is going. That's where the Forbidden City is going here. Oh, it needs to be built on flat land. Well, maybe I can sacrifice a marsh tile. Ooh, that doesn't feel good. Forbidden City will go here. Casa de Contratación will go over here. ideally adjacent to our government plaza. But I hate this government plaza position. That's the problem I have right now, is it boosts nothing. And nothing can boost off of it. Like, I guess in theory, there could be a theater square here, but then I'm using up another hill. And then I'm forcing the city into even worse tiles. I guess there are 3 grassland hills to the south. Now, this will be an industrial zone for my capital. Yeah, that's a +4 industrial zone. It'll be less later on, but it'll still be good. Do I go for Ruhr Valley in here? That's the next question. I might have to sacrifice a couple of these marsh tiles in order to do everything that I want to do. So this is starting to look a little bit more reasonable, this kind of a configuration. Yeah, I think these are the 3 major wonders I want to go for here. Let's grab the temple, because if we're going for a golden age, getting a golden age next era would be huge. And if I have that extra faith generation, that means an extra settler, it means extra builders, all that jazz. God, I love how good admirals are at exploring. It's like completely opened up the game here. Hello, Mansa Musa. It is an honor to meet you, Mansa Musa. Let's immediate come in here. Send him a delegation. This only works if you're playing on normal game speed. If you're wondering why your delegations never work, it's because you're playing on a speed other than normal. So we could send a delegation on the first turn. I can't declare friendship, but we are now generating tourism against another player, and our tourism is going to constantly be increasing. So we'll get closer and closer and closer to actually getting somewhere there. All right, probably a good idea to actually place the government plaza. I'm setting up for a good play next era, and I'm hoping that it works. Oh, it's target city's territory. Okay, so I need to go ahead and get this missionary over to Addis Ababa. Well, let's make another missionary to see if we can pull that off. Let's just see. Just see if it's possible. We've got 3 missionaries on the way. Maybe we can make a difference. Because we just have to prevent it from being the majority. And by doing this, we'll get a free relic. It seems kind of worth it in my opinion. So I'm doing production switching. I should have probably placed my theater square. Did I? I did. Now I need to think about my next district. So if I'm thinking about this, I definitely want a water park. I think because the Mahabodhi temple, I think, dictates the need for just so many builders. It's going to be the next thing we buy in here. Let's make sure we buy that tile so we can immediately start building the Mahabodhi temple. That's going to allow me to evangelize my religion. Let's make sure we harvest the stone to finish the government plaza in 1 turn. Then we can use this governor charge to make our way down towards divine architect. Although we don't need that immediately. I think it would be good to maybe pick up some other stuff, like for example Pingala, and just putting Pingala in a city like Chengdu just to get a little bit of extra culture and science out of him. Nice, more era score. I only need 13 era score, and I think I can do that. Plus we're switching in divine right now. So let's go ahead and switch to monarchy. And this means we can put in Gothic architecture, which is unlocked at this point. Let's have a little bit of a think about how we want to position our government. I think I can switch diplomatic lead to charismatic leader. It would be nice to have limes plugged in. It would also be nice. I think I'm going to put in feudal contract so I can train units to act as garrisons. I also really want Kotoku in, now that I've realized that that's an option. 20% faith in this city. And grants 4 warrior monks. These could be used as garrison units. Mont Saint Michel, also really powerful. I want both of these. Let's try. I think Kotoku in is better short term. So I'm going to go for Kotoku, because that's a 20% faith bonus, which will trickle down to all my other yields. Let's slap down the Kotoku in over here. But the big thing I want is the Forbidden City. So let's work on that one first. Having an extra wildcard policy in my government would be like amazing. There's Alhambra. Let's go ahead and unlock that. Mahabodhi Temple has been placed. I just need to get a builder over there, and I have a builder on the way. Let's now officially finish the mausoleum. Amazing. The mausoleum is great in this game because any great engineers I'm able to get will have double charges. If we take a look here, you can see I'm starting to generate a trickle of tourism from all these wonders. 5 tourism per turn from Stonehenge, 4 tourism from Colosseum, right? We're getting early wonder tourism, which is trickling up into a fairly strong showing on the culture front, right? We've already earned tourists, and if we continue to explore the world, find other civilizations, this will trickle up as the game goes on. I think every time we go to a new era, the culture earned from these wonders goes, or the tourism earned from these wonders goes up by 1 tourism per turn. So this wonder tourism scales up as the game goes on. Now there is something to be said to switching to theocracy, but a theocracy switch will probably happen around the mid to late game when I go for naturalists. But for now, we're going to stick to monarchy. I'd also like to get Angkor Wat. This just seems quite good. Don't forget, all world wonders have extra value for me. And I need to make sure I get at least 1 wonder in every city that I own. Because if I can get a wonder in every city that I own, and they also follow my religion, remember I'm getting the benefit of sacred places, which is 2 science, culture, gold, and faith for each city following my religion. There's Muscat. I should also be totally checking out the envoy quests here. Military engineering is a common request here. Let's have a look. So build an aqueduct. That's something I can totally do. The question is, where do I do it? Well, if I were to build an aqueduct in here, that's a +5 industrial zone. I know I just improved that tile, but let's quickly get that because that's worth 2 envoys. So that's worth doing. Earn a great general and earn a great musician. Those are not very doable. So we'll hold off on those ones. I could build Mont Saint Michel in Shenyang. Ooh, I don't like this. I'll have to deal with this later. This is a very aggressive settlement. If they move any further to the right, I would be feeling very, very encroached upon. But this is what you give up, right? If you don't go for the tempo settles. Now let's get our theater square in this city. That's a +6 theater square right there. Do I want to actually go for the theater square or do I want to go for something else? I mean, there's arguments to be made for a whole bunch of stuff right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the granary to allow the city to grow. The more tiles it can work, the better. It is, essentially, is like my logic there. I don't think I need any further logic. More tiles equal good. I really don't like how close this is getting. And I don't like how close it is to getting to this freshwater. There's going to be a war between me and Ethiopia, for sure, in the mid-game. Just to erase those cities. Terracotta Army, boom, is finished. Can I buy a settler? I can't, it's 800 gold, unfortunate. Okay, let's start the statue of Zeus. We'll need a builder over here. Let's spend our money. We can get a 7-charge builder here, that's quite good. Okay, I'm not seeing any more wonders that I really need. I would like the Hagia Sophia or the Hagia Sophia, whatever it's called. It's just a nice pickup. How long until the next era? 22 turns. That's going to be late as heck. Oh my gosh, this is like an insane city to settle. This is insane. So we got the aqueduct, which gave us a boost for a couple of different city-states. Let's get to work on the Forbidden City now. And we can begin chopping. I think I would prioritize the Forbidden City over the Statue of Zeus, personally. Mahabodhi Temple is only a couple of turns from finishing. Now we can build a Hagia Sophia. Now the tempo you need for a wonder game is kind of... It's rough to sustain. God, he had such a good settlement location here, but he chose to forward settle me to secure these back settles. I mean, I can't blame the AI for playing in a moderately intelligent way. You got to give them a little bit of credit for what they actually do that's good. I've got 5 envoys in the bank. I don't have the envoy card plugged in. I will take control of Hong Kong back. I just want to be in control of the city-states that are near me. That's the entire logic of that decision. All right, let's crack down some mines and continue to chop. I can't feed builders into the Forbidden City, unfortunately. I can, however, feed them into this and get the Mahabodhi Temple, which will allow me to fully evangelize my religion, which is a big step forward for me. There's the Mahabodhi Temple, plus 2 diplomatic victory points and grants 2 apostles when built. Perfecto. We're going to immediately double evangelize here, which should completely secure our religion. In terms of worship building, there's a lot of valid worship buildings here. I would say that pagodas are quite good, as are stupas. I think pagodas generate more value. So I'll go for pagodas. And then having cheaper purchasing on units is quite good. Alternatively, just having my religion spread further is also quite good. Because that means more of my cities are pressuring a single city, right? So it's easy to get the pressure. Now we've secured a heroic age, which opens up the game for me a little bit. So before this era ends, I am going to crank out a couple of quick settlers because I just need to secure my land. I'm a little bit worried about the appearance of those. This city upset me and I need to put pressure on it. This city instead, I need to put pressure on it basically. That's the whole logic. If I can get it to flip to neutral or something. God, if they just put it 1 tile to the bottom right, I would have actually tried to keep it. But I'm going to have to get it to flip neutral and then try to blow it up. So we have access to the Angkor Wat now. I don't want to build it in my capital, unfortunately. I will harvest and build a mine. 12 turns until we get Forbidden City. That's a pretty good pace on a Forbidden City, to be honest with you. There just is not enough production in the world. Let's start promoting... let's promote Pingala with culture and science to help catch up a little bit. How did I get a 4-charge builder in here? What have I done? Oh no, he was moving up here. He didn't start as a 4-charge builder. That makes more sense. I just need the city to flip away from being Eastern Orthodoxy for a turn. So just pumping my own religious pressure in here might actually be what we need. It's throwing random pressure into the mix. Yeah, we're eating away at that pressure little bit by little bit. You know, maybe we could justify the 52 turn Kilwa. I won't be able to get that Kilwa in a reasonable amount of time until I get shipyards in here. Try to get some tile improvements. I'm very, very light on tile improvements. Even though I've made 1 million builders, nearly none of them have gone to tile improvements, which is a bit of a problem, actually. Now I'm finally improving my actual tiles instead of like rushing down wonders. And there's probably ways to optimize this build, in all honesty. I think I'm doing it in a reasonable way. Like, I'm not doing like some insane, crazy, like, oh, rush down XYZ strategy. I would love to see if someone could make this work on deity. And I just don't think it can. I don't think it can work to this level. You can win a culture game as China where you get a couple of wonders, but you can't do like a total wonder focus. You won't get a religion with a wonder focus. It doesn't work the same, in my experience. Oh, help, I'm under attack. Listen, bro, we have the same goal. I just want the city to not be Orthodox. So I've censured Eastern Orthodoxy. So for 16 turns, the city needs to not be Eastern Orthodoxy. It took me a long time to get here, but maybe that will work. I don't know. I think it's going to fail. That sucks. The nice is Duro Korteron is flipping independent. So I'll get a nice campus in here, which is quite good. I should be spending all of my gold on things like builders in Beijing. 7-charge builders are just like insanely efficient. Like, I don't even know how to describe to you how efficient the 7-charge builder is. God, Beijing is actually just carrying my science and culture right now. I love the wonder-based gameplay. It's such a fun way to play, and it's such a shame that it's not really viable on deity. Because, I mean, you need a very particular type of spawn. It's very hard to build wonders and also defend yourself. You know, it's rough out there to be a wonder builder. Any wonder builders in chat? Mod check. It's the final conversion. Biddle-oo-doo. City didn't quite convert. That's okay. The city did flip, and it should flip back to me once I get enough pressure from the next era. Going into a heroic age against this guy, if I can get those cities cranked down, by the way, that'll be good against him. So, I have a harbor. I have a theater square placed. I mean, there is the opportunity here for like the Omega, the Giga industrial zone. Like if I were to put an aqueduct here, a dam here, and then a canal here, I could even potentially go for the Angkor Wat. Although the AI likes to go for the Angkor Wat. Oh my god, I'm blind. I'm actually blind. Why can I never find the wonders in the screen? I literally, this is my job, dude. This is my job to find wonders in this screen. Like, here we go. Okay, we're pogging. A +7. That's a pretty good industrial zone. And hear me out about this combo. If I were to promote Liang with waterworks, +2 housing for every neighborhood and aqueduct, and +1 amenity for every canal and dam in this city. You know, it's kind of an interesting idea, right? It's a lot of production to do that. I would need military... If I was going to do that, I would do it with military engineers bought from Chengdu, which might actually be how we go about this. We could just go ahead and pick up military engineering. Ooh, but if I pick up military engineering, there's a high probability that... Yeah, okay, so we got to actually place the districts first. So let's go aqueduct, canal, and industrial zone. And now it's safe to research military engineering. Yeah, because we've actually placed them down. I need to build Kilwa, but obviously not in this city. I need like a city with at least like 20 to 30 production, or at least the potential to get 30 production. And I think Shenyang might be the city for me. It's got 20 production, lack of housing. Yeah, I'll have to think about this one. What is it? It's a 31 turn Kilwa. I'll take a 31 turn Kilwa. I think a theater square makes the most sense. It's time to actually get my culture going, right? I have no theater squares, by the way. And there's plenty of great works out there that are being snagged that I'm not. And this is why this even on a high difficulty, right? Like that's the thing about Civ. Is you don't necessarily have to play on deity to have a challenging game. Or maybe I would be more accurate to say an interesting game, right? Because you can play a suboptimal build order on a slightly lower difficulty and have just as interesting, if not more interesting, a game than if you had played on like the Omega high difficulty, right? Like these are just facts that I'm spitting. Okay, there is a Statue of Zeus. Now, Statue of Zeus is huge because I get a whole bunch of free units. More importantly, I have the Retainers card plugged in, which means all of these free units that I just got, they count as amenities. That is correct. We now have a whole bunch of amenities banging around. And we can easily transition into a war with a few upgrades. So planning out the city of Chengdu, am I still going to go for the Chichen Itza? It feels really slow and difficult to do. I would need mercantilism. I mean, I'm not far from mercantilism to make this work. And hear me out. What if I just went like theater square here? Although this is the obviously best theater square location. Yeah, you know what? It's a wonderful game. It's a wonderful game. We gotta go for the plays. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that there on the cusp of getting the Forbidden City and on the cusp of getting another 2 cities, like actual cities. I'll leave you there. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.